Hello, Levi here with LivingTheNerdLife.com, doing a Kickstarter update for the game Steampunk by Tantrum House Games. What we'll be doing here is giving you a brief overview of the game, as well as giving you a short gameplay video showing you how it's played, and giving you my impression of the game, as well as whether I think it's a good value for you to kickstart or not. This game is a trick-taking game based in a steampunk universe, where you'll be playing an up-and-coming engineer trying to gain the favor of the queen to become her personal engineer. You'll be doing this by playing cards in sequentially higher value, trying to play the highest one to take the trick. The person who runs out of cards first wins the round and gains the favor of their appointed court member. The person who has the favor of the queen at the end of 4 quarters wins the game. The game is very, very thematic, has really nice looking cards, great variable player powers, all based on the member of the court that's supporting you at the time. So let's take a look at the game and see how it's played. Hello and welcome to the gameplay video for Steampunk by Tantrum House Games. Here I'll show you briefly how the game is played, as well as show you some of the components that will be coming with the game, as well as going into some of the different types of variant play that are available as well. So let's start by going into how the game is played. What you'll be doing is you'll be taking on a different role of each member of the court here. They each have different powers and abilities. So you'll have the queen here, which will start off each quarter. You'll be playing in 4 quarters. The person who is the queen at the end of the 4 quarters is the winner. She also gets to hand off her two lowest cards at the beginning of the round to the T-boy, who is the lowest player over here. And then the T-boy has to give his 2 highest numbered cards back to the queen. You'll also have the general next, who can give his 1 card to the alchemist. He can also stop a card from being played once per quarter. The duke can match the previous card being played and still beat that. The alchemist can raise or lower his cards by 2. And the T-boy can change his starting hand with the court hand, which is right here, if he doesn't like what he has in the hopes of getting possibly something better. What's going to happen, play is going to continue around through each of these different players, each having to play an incrementally higher card than the first, or else they'll have to pass and wait until the end of the round and start all over again. You got different cards, so you have numbered cards, 2 through 12, shown here. They each have different artwork on the back of them, showing the number of the value of the card in cogs. So you have 12 has 12 cogs, 9 has 9. All really great thematic artwork that really plays into the steampunk theme very well. There are 6 of each of those cards. Then you have your special cards. So here we have one that's valued as a split level. So it's 3 and a 9. So it can be played as either or. You've also got that for 6s, for a 6 and a 12. You also got this multiplier card here. A multiplier card can multiply the value of the cards that you play in your hand. So for instance, if you played this along with a 9, you could play infinite 9s. Finally, you have the most powerful card in the game, the Putsch card. Putsch card beats everything. There are 3 of each of these special cards. So let's go ahead and just show you a sample round of how to play Steampunk. So the queen will always start playing. So she is going to play a 6. The general will follow the queen. So he is going to play a 7 to beat the 6. The duke, using his special ability to play the same card and still beat it, will play the 7. Then play will move to the alchemist here. Alchemist is going to play 2 4s. And these are 2 4s because he can use his ability to lower this 6 to a 4. So 2 of a kind will beat 1 of a kind, just like in poker. 3 of a kind will beat 2 of a kind. And then within those sets, the higher cards win. So if someone came along with 2 6s, that would beat the 2 4s. Let's see what the T-boy has. T-boy is going to play 3 of a kind. he has 3 3s. You can see that he's using the split ability to play that card as a 3 along with 2 other natural 3s. The Queen does not have a card to beat this, so she will pass until the end of the round, and then she'll be able to play again. The General is next in line. General has one of those multiplier cards, so he's going to play this as infinite 9s. He could play this as any multiple that he wanted. He could play it as 3 9s, 4 9s, 99 9s. But infinity is technically allowed in this game, so he's going to play infinite 9s. Then play is going to move to the Duke. Duke has the other special card. He has the Putsch card. So he's going to play that, and that's going to stop that round of play with him. So he's going to take that trick. Queen will be able to play again. And then he can continue play with his lowest card, which he can play a 9. And then play will continue around and around again until everyone is out of cards. The first person to get out of cards will then be the Queen for the next quarter. So he or she will take that Queen card. Then the next person out will take the General. Then we'll have the Duke, and so on and so forth. Then everyone will switch seats to get back into the spot for their place in court, and then they'll start the next quarter. The person at the end of 4 quarters will win, who has the Queen spot, at the end of the 4 quarters, will win the game and will be the chief engineer for the Queen of the court. There's also some variant play going on here. Instead of having the person who is the winner being the Queen at the end of 4 rounds, you can actually do it on a point system, which is a system that I like a lot better. So if you finish the round as the Queen, you'll get 10 points. Finish the round as the General, you'll get 9, proceeding down accordingly. So this will reward the person who's had the best play throughout the entire game as opposed to just the best quarter, which I think is a much more fair way to play. Another thing that I really like about this game is that it plays a lot of players. So you can play from 4 to 10. And it comes with more roll cards for more players. So you'll have an Inspector card. The Inspector can look at other people's hands. You have the Submariner who can look at, who can actually draw more cards by playing a numbered card. So say he plays a 6, he can draw 6 more cards and keep half of them. You've also got Plague Doctors who really fit in well with this steampunk theme. You've got Pirates, and you've got the Vagabond. The artwork is really great on this. It's great steampunk artwork. And they're also including some neat stretch goals in here as well. So if you stay tuned, I'll be telling you my impressions of the game as well as talking about some of the different pledge tiers and what value that they could have for you. Welcome to the wrap-up section of our video for Steam Court by Tantrum House Games. What I'll be doing here is talking about some of my impressions of the game, as well as the different pledge tiers that will be offered on the Kickstarter, as well as the different stretch goals that they'll be having. First off, with my impressions, I really like this game. I like what it does to the trick-taking mechanic. I really enjoy games like Spades, Hearts. I really like Dwarf King by Yellow, and Diamonds was a really great game as well. This takes that same mechanic and adds a really cool kind of a different little mechanic by adding in the character powers. I really like the different strategies that those give you, and you have to kind of adapt to those each round of the game. It makes it really fresh and really exciting. I'm also a really big fan of the theme of this game. I love the artwork of it. I love the character artwork. I really like all the cars with the different cogs and wheels on them. It really makes it look cool and tied together, and really kind of brings you into that little steampunk universe, where everything kind of feels kind of like dirty and gritty, but and really competitive. I also really like the varied abilities, not only for the cards, but also for the different tables. I love that this supports a lot of different players and it plays really quickly. So this can support 3 to 10 people. You can spread them out across 2 different tables, and you'll be intermingling in between those tables throughout the game. So instead of just having 2 tables where you can't really talk to the people at the other table for an hour, you'll get to talk to everybody while you're playing this game. It really kind of mixes things up and keeps things fresh. I like that a lot. The value on this game is really good. They have a bunch of different pledge tiers going. They, of course, have the $1 pledge tier, which will get you a thank you. It'll also keep you updated on the progress of the Kickstarter campaign. They also have a $25 pledge tier, which will get you a copy of the game, plus all the stretch goals that they come across. So, which is a good deal, considering that this would probably be about a $40 game if you're buying it at MSRP. Not bad at all, especially for the amount of varied gameplay that you get and for the amount of people that it supports. They also have a $40 pledge tier, which will not only give you the game and the stretch goals, but you'll also get a whole bunch of other goodies that they're throwing in as well. So I think they're throwing in a typeface. So if you want to do like steampunk invitations, you can do that with their own little typeface. You can also get a soundtrack, so you can get some ambient noise and music. That'll kind of bring you into the steampunk universe even further. It'd be great to like host a party or something like this where everybody dresses up in their steampunk costumes. You get that soundtrack playing and you play this game. I think that'd be a really, really neat experience. They also will have a wallpaper, so you can put that on your computer or your smartphone, whatever you want to do with that. There's also a $300 pledge tier, which will get your face as one of the characters. So if you want to see your own smiling face staring back at you while you're playing this, you can do that. And finally, they have a $799 pledge tier, which will get you a party for you and 6 of your friends at, looks like their headquarters in South Carolina. So if you're wanting to take a little vacation, you can fund that with your Kickstarter as well. I think that also gets you 7 copies of the game, so everyone that comes along with you gets a copy of the game as well. They've got some great stretch goals. They're pretty simple. They've got 2 new characters that they'll add in. One of them would be a time traveler. So if you want to get your Doctor Who on and play as a Time Lord, you can do that. Maybe you could even get your picture drawn into that as one of your pledge tiers. That would be really cool to kind of see yourself as a time traveler in there. They're also going to do some play mats, which I really enjoy. I have a glass top table, so I'm always worried about it getting scratched up, so having a play mat for my game is always really nice. They also have boxing component upgrades, so you can get some nicer cards, thicker card stock, some nice little holders for the character cards. I use the King of Tokyo ones for this one. Surely they'll be having something that works a lot better in this game. They also will have a plastic insert for the game, so you don't have to worry about rubber banding and damaging your cards. Everything will be nice and secure in the box if you hit that stretch goal. Do I think this game is worth kickstarting? Absolutely. I think that the amount of people that this game can play for and the different types of players that it will appeal to is really great. I played this with my normal game group that has a lot of players that like the more casual style games, and they enjoyed this. I also played this with a really hardcore game group over at Geekway to the West, and they enjoyed it as well. So I take that as a really good sign that this can be even good for families. If you want to have a big family and you're getting together during the holidays, this is a great game to pull out because it'll accommodate all of them. I also think that the pledge tier, the basic one, is really reasonable. $25 is a great deal for what you're getting on this game. With so much variant play in there, you could change it up however you want to. It's really open to house rules, so I mean, there's a whole lot that you can do with it for 25 bucks. The $40 isn't even bad. I mean, getting that soundtrack seems pretty cool. Having a cool little steampunk typeface I think would be fun to have. So it's really up to you whether you want all those extra goodies or if you're just kind of happy with the base game. Either way, I think it's a really great way to go. I'd also like to invite you to keep up with livingthenerdlife.com. We'll be doing more Kickstarter updates like this. So if you want to stay abreast of all the new information that's coming out in the Kickstarter world, we'll be more than happy to help you out with that. We also do reviews for board games and card games. We do reviews for movies. We do reviews for comic books, toys. We do convention specials. We do all kinds of different things. So please check us out at livingthenerdlife.com. And thank you very, very much for watching our video. We greatly appreciate it here. and have a wonderful day and have fun gaming. You'll enjoy it. It's the best thing in the world.